Okay, so to start the Cayo Perico heist, you basically just gotta go down to the casino where you see the music symbol and you just go up to the door. Then you enter the casino basement, then you go down the stairs and meet Mrs. Madrazo. Then you'll just watch a cutscene with Mr. Madrazo's son and Mrs. Madrazo. After that, you can now buy the submarine that you have to buy to actually get access to the Cayo Perico heist. This comes at a base price at about 2.2 million, but you can add additional stuff or accessories if you want that. So now you just gotta wait for the submarine to spawn. After you have bought the submarine, it will automatically spawn in a couple of minutes. Then you go to the submarine where you will meet Pavel, and after you are done with that cutscene, then you are now ready to start the heist.
Now, whenever you're ready, the bridge is yours, Capitan. Just press go.
The first thing that you gotta do after you are done watching the cutscene with Pavel, you just gotta go onto the planning screen, and here we basically have a few different objectives. So gather intel is basically the way that you can search on the island to find equipment that can help you along the heist. Gather intel is also where you can find infiltration points, escape points, compound entry points, and points of interest, and secondary targets. So, as you see here, the way that you do this is, for instance, here you can see that I have located a secondary target on the island, and I just take a picture, then I will get the option to send it to Pavel. Then it says in the bottom left corner above the map, secondary target located, and it says what it is. So in my case, it said cash. Okay, I'm gonna try to be quick with this, okay? You see all of these dots, those are things that you can find on the map, okay? And many of these dots are potential. So, for instance, let's take the green dot as an example. You see all of the green dots. The green dot is grappling hooks. So all of these dots, the greens, it is not a grappling hook at every single green, okay? It is a potential at every green. So, for instance, if I check at the top left one at the airstrip and it is not there, I gotta go to another. But there is at least one of each item, okay? So there is at least one grappling hook on the island. So if you check a spot, you just gotta go to the next one, okay? If it's not there. And there can be many grappling hooks or there can be a few. If you check your first one and you get it, you're pretty lucky. But usually you just gotta go around and check a few to find, okay? So there's no, and this counts for grappling hooks, guard uniforms, and bolt cutters. Secondary targets outside of El Rubio's compound, so outside of his house, those are also potential, and you gotta check those. You gotta kind of search for them again each time you start a new heist. The only things that you don't have to search again for each time you do a new heist is infiltration points and exfiltration points. They kind of save to your account or heist, so you only gotta search for them one time. But everything else you gotta search for again. Okay, remember that. So, so after you have pressed gather intel, you will get on your screen a location where you need to go to. So as you can see on my screen, my location was very far away from me. So a trick you can do here, or a tip, is that you can fast travel your submarine. So what you do is that you sit down in your submarine chair, then you press spacebar, and then you choose where you want to fast travel your submarine. And as you can see in my case, I got so much closer. And this you can do not only at gather intel, but you can also do it in every single prep. So this will save you so much time every single heist. If you paid extra good attention on the map, you can see that the submarine spawns a good distance from shore. So to get to land very quickly, there is two things that you can do. The first one is if you have a vehicle that can be stored in the submarine, just take that and go. The other, if you don't have a vehicle, just exit the submarine, then kill yourself, either by stickies or just kill yourself by using the interaction menu, and then you will automatically spawn on land. So, yeah. So after you have flown down to Cayo Perico, then it will tell you to go down to the communications tower. But remember, here is a tip for you. Remember this. Even though it says that you gotta go down to the communications tower, you can still take pictures of objectives and send it to Pavel before you go down to communications tower. So even though it says go down to communications tower, you can gather intel before you do that, okay? It is not You do not have to do this in a specific order, okay? Remember this. If you want to collect, for instance, those grappling hooks that is on the top left or might be on the top left of the map, you can do that before you go down to communications towers, okay? So now that you have checked for secondary targets inside the compound and the primary target and also compound entry points, now it is time to exit the compound or the island. So then you just go back to your plane. And a tip here also, remember this, once you want to go back to your plane or when you're done scoping out and you're pretty far away from your plane, just get caught from one of the guards. As I said before, then you will basically just get teleported back to where you came from, and this is a quick solution. It's basically a fast travel across or back to your spawn point. Yeah, okay. So approach vehicles. If you're do if you're doing the Alkonost plane or one of the boats, you will be completely fine no matter how many players you're playing with or which route you're doing or where you want to enter. Where you want to enter, if you know what I mean, okay? Like which compound entry point you're doing. So just do the Alkanos plane or one of the boats. I don't want to go so deep in it why the others are so bad, but just, okay, trust me, guys. So when it comes to equipment, just do all of them because all of them are mandatory. So with a weapon loadout, like if I recommend anything, I don't know, just use marksman. That is a basic AK if you just want to go with that. Or if you want to go with a sniper, yeah, that is completely fine as well. Just choose whatever you want to go with. And I also recommend using suppressors, I mean, so you don't alert any guards when you shoot. And last we have disruption. You have weapons that I think just makes the guards' weapons worse, or you give them worse weapons. You have armor that I think removes their body armor, and you have air support that so you don't get buzzers on you when you alert the alarm. So I just want to say, when it comes to weapons, if you just one tap everybody in the head, they will not have the chance to shoot you. If And when we talk about armor, they do not have helmets, so if you do this, their body armor will only get removed, so you can still one tap everybody in the head. And when it comes to air support, if you just don't alert any guards or make the alarm go off, this will yeah, you will never see the air support anyways. So yeah, just don't do disruption, okay? It is useless. So now, as you can see, I have chosen to use the Alkanos plane, and the advantage with this, as you can see, the plane basically flies across the whole map, and you can basically choose whenever you want to jump. Okay, so this is a pretty good entrance. So now that we are at the finale, I'm basically just going to explain the way that I usually do the Cayo Perico heist. So as you just saw, I basically Not every time, but usually I choose the Alkanos plane. Then I just drop where I need to find my guard uniform, grappling hooks, and um, bolt cutters. So this time the guard uniforms and the grappling hooks are kind of closest together, if you can put it that way. So I am choosing to drop there and then drive down to get my bolt cutters. So yeah. And since I have taken on the guard uniform, now I don't have to avoid any cameras or any people. Even though the people are still red and the cameras are white after you have taken on your guard uniform, you can still or you are still invisible to the guards even though they are red, okay? So now I'm just picking up, as you can see, my bolt cutters and basically just driving down to El Rubio's compound. And as you can see, I have also picked up the grappling hooks, so now I can use the grappling hooks to get in and out of the compound. Okay? So now that you're inside the compound, there is a few things that you gotta do. As you can see on the screen, there is a few people with a red cone of sight or a vision, and these people will see you no matter if you are wearing a disguise or not, okay? So just avoid these people or you can kill them. Once you're inside, you can kill anybody and take out as many cameras as you want. Inside the compound, you are not invisible to the cameras, okay? So you are not invisible to the cameras, but you are invisible to the guards. Everybody except the Juggernaut and the three people that are standing in front of the way towards El Rubio's office. Okay, so when we are talking about getting into the underground vault, there are two things that you can do. The first is go up to El Rubio's office and hack your way down. Once you're down, Pavel will send you a code, and you basically just you cut the locks and then go into the vault, type that and press A, or if you're playing on controller, press A, then you're inside. The other is killing lots of people and finding the the key that can get you down to the vault, and that key looks like this. If you want to take the secondary targets inside the compound, you gotta be two people, and you just gotta kill people to find the keys for that. The key that you unlock yourself into the vault and the key that you use to open the secondary targets inside the compound look different, okay? The Here is a comparison of what they look like on the map, okay? So the left one is the key that you use for the secondary targets, and the right is for the vault, okay? Or to get inside the vault. Um, the first vault keycard can be found by just killing a lot of people, and it will get dropped, as you can see here. And the other is always, and I mean always, in El Rubio's office. Okay. So for escaping, personally, I grab the grappling hooks, so I am just going to escape by using the grappling hooks. But you can either just use the main gate if you don't have the grappling hooks, that will be completely fine as well. The guards will not be alerted if you use the main gate as your escape point, okay? So after you have escaped completely silent, just grab one of the motorcycles and just drive down to your boat or to your escape point, and then just leave, and now you're basically done. Bye.
Kara. Ja, ja. Ja, du må jo invite meg. Jeg har ikke fått noe invite.